All right, let's go ahead and go into EverLogic here. As you log in daily, you will see our billboard. And just to point out a few things on the billboard itself, on the left side, you see here you can look at our articles that are new. So those are displayed on the left. These articles are pulled from our EverLogic Learning Center. And I'll share a little bit more about that before the end of class today. On the right-hand side, you see where all of the popular articles, where dealerships are viewing these articles on a regular basis for assistance when they need help. Also in our Learning Center, we have our training classes like the video that you are watching today, and those can be easily accessed by clicking on this link for the EverLogic DMS online training classes. I like to close out my view here just for class purposes so we can start with a fresh board. But before I go any further, I also want to point out the left side navigational panel that's available here. So I'm a manager and I have access to back office, customers, inventory, sales and finance, parts, service, and accounting. So all of these options that can be controlled by the access parameters or permissions that are assigned to your employees. Now, when you go to System Setup, which you've probably already done this during the implementation with EverLogic, this is where you can set up your employees and give them permissions on the User Information tab. So as you give them permissions here in the Employee Setup on the User Properties window, that's what's going to control which one of the panels they're able to see. So if I only worked in parts, I won't need to see all of these other options. I would only need to see parts. Okay? That's how that works. And if you need any additional assistance, you can always reach out to us one-on-one. I'm here to help you be successful in EverLogic. I'm going to go ahead and click on this little arrow here, which will minimize my navigational panel, and that allows us to start with a clean slate for class. Okay, so let's think of EverLogic as a filing cabinet. That's kind of the way EverLogic is set up. At the top, I have home, that would be one drawer. Sales operation is another drawer. Parts and service, and then office operations, reports, and system setup. Those are the different drawers within that filing cabinet. Okay? As you pull out a drawer, you may see hanging folders. Within those hanging folders are these different topics that you see listed on each tab. So for instance, today we're talking about the Home tab. So I see a Help folder, a Utilities folder, an Options folder, and a Quick Launch folder. Those would be those hanging folders that are normally in one drawer that you've pulled out from that filing cabinet. Well, within those hanging folders, you then may have a manila folder that you pull out to view specific information. So say for within that Quick Launch hanging folder, I have a manila folder for a quick search. I have a manila folder for Run Flex View, and then also one for my location. So that's kind of the setup of EverLogic. Kind of like an old school filing cabinet. Now let's go into each of these drawers and files to learn a little bit more.